Hello, Pasangala. A very good afternoon. Sorry, your update there, but Patuchi system. So I just did that update and I've quickly come live. I think it will not get struck. I hope. Okay. So a very good afternoon, Pasangala. So let's continue, but I'll start from the beginning or 5-10 minutes. So I thought I will start from the beginning. So நம்ம இன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ்ல பார்க்க போறது we are going to discuss anatomy in flowering plants. So இன்னைக்கு நம்ம part 2 of anatomy in flowering plants தான் பார்க்க போறோம். Part 1 is already done. Hi Darshan. Hi. So part 1 already முடிச்சாச்சு. Plant tissues, simple tissues, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue already முடிச்சிருக்கு. அது live sectionல இருக்கு. You can go and check it out. Okay. So இன்னைக்கு நம்ம செஷன்ல என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்னா anatomy of root, anatomy of stem, anatomy of leaf, vascular bundles and PYQs. So this is what we are going to discuss pasangla. So இதுதான் இந்த செஷனோட agenda pasangla. Okay. So without wasting any time, we will get into today's session. So let's talk about vascular system. So what is this vascular system pasangla? Vascular system includes xylem and phloem. என்னென்ன இருக்கு? Xylem and phloem இருக்கு. So மூணு விதமான vascular system இருக்கு. One is radial, another one is conjoint open and conjoint closed. Okay. So முதல்ல let's talk about this radial kind of vascular system. So here you can see I have underlined that all your xylem and phloem within a vascular bundle are arranged in an alternate manner in the form of concentric rings. So that is radial. Where do you see this kind of radial kind of vascular bundle? It is seen in root. Okay. So coming to conjoint. Conjoint na ennapa? The xylem and phloem are present together. இங்க பாருங்க xylem and phloem ஒண்ணா இருக்கு. இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் பசங்களா, the phloem will be on the outer side of the xylem. You can see this line I have underlined. Phloem is always outside, xylem is always inside. So in the conjointல ரெண்டு விதம் இருக்கு பசங்களா. ஒன்னு வந்து open, இன்னொன்னு வந்து closed. Okay. So opening நான் எப்ப சொல்றேன்னா இந்த xylemக்கும் phloemக்கும் நடுவுல cambium இருந்தா அது வந்து நான் open type ன்னு சொல்றேன். மேம் cambiumனா என்ன மேம்? Very simple pasangla. Cambium is a kind of lateral meristem. Okay. So in the lateral meristem enna pannona, it is going to help in differentiation and as a result this will undergo secondary growth. Secondary growth na enna pasangla? Production of secondary xylem and production of secondary phloem. PYQs for chemistry, bio and physics. We will do, I am doing, okay. So tomorrow you have a live session, molecular basis of inheritance, PYQ quiz panitriko. Okay, for all the subjects, we will definitely do it. Okay, then coming to closed. Closed la enna pasanga? There is no cambium, okay, and as a result, there is no secondary growth that is going to happen. So, idu enga irukku closed? It is present in your monocot. Okay, open enga irukku? It is present in your dicot. So this kind of conjoint is present both in stem and leaf. Okay, so in the slide la neenga purinjikka vendiya vishayam ivladha pasangala. Romba mukkiyamaana questions kekkalam. Now let's try to understand what is anatomy. Anatomy na enna pasangala? It is a study of internal structures. So we have studied anatomy of cockroach, we have studied anatomy of frog. Now we are going to study the anatomy in plants. Okay, so moon anatomy padikka poringa. One is leaf, stem and root. Okay, you are going to study both in dicots and monocot. Dicot, hi crazy dude. So dicots ni monocots ni ரெண்டுத்துலயும் நீங்க படிக்க போறீங்க. Okay, so like, without wasting any time, I'm going to do NCERT line by line. So let's start with dicot root. Okay, so what is this dicot root made up of? Okay, இது வந்து transverse section. நீங்க படிக்கிறது என்ன பசங்களா? Transverse section. உங்க textbookல கொடுத்திருக்க picture வந்து sunflower root. Okay, first the outermost region, அது என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்னா we call it as epiblemma இல்லாட்டி epidermis ன்னு சொல்றோம். It is a single layer. இங்க பாருங்க இந்த pink color தெரியுதா? They are all made up of a single layer of cell, and in this epiblemma you have unicellular root hairs. Okay, so can anyone watching the live tell me what is the function of root hair? Root hair oda function என்னப்பா? Okay, now inner to the epidermis you have cortex. என்ன இருக்கு பசங்களா? epidermis குள்ள என்ன இருக்கு? Cortex. And what is this cortex made up of? This cortex is made up of parenchyma cells. Okay, so parenchyma is a good afternoon. Parenchyma is a simple permanent tissue பசங்களா. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். And you can see the intercellular spaces in this cortical region. Okay, now inner to the cortex, yes, it increases the area of absorption. It helps in more absorption. The presence of root hair will increase the surface area of absorption. பசங்களா ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Okay, so I was telling you the innermost layer of cortex is called as endodermis. So முதல் என்ன layer பசங்களா? You have epidermis or epiblemma கூட சொல்லுவோம். So after epidermis you have cortex. Okay, inner to the cortex you have endodermis. Okay, now let's try to understand what is this endodermis made up of. Okay, so this endodermis is made up of barrel shaped. அது ஒரு single layer தான். இங்க pink color தெரியுதா? Textbook இருந்தா textbook open பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க, இன்னும் clear-ஆ உங்களுக்கு புரியும். Okay, this pink color cell is called as endodermis. They are barrel shaped cells like this. Okay, and they do not have any intercellular spaces. Without any intercellular spaces. One interesting thing about this endodermis is that the tangential wall and the radial wall, they are basically made up of a substance called suberin. Okay, that is water impermeable. This does not allow water to enter. So we call it as impervious to water பசங்களா. So அதை நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்னா Casparian strip ன்னு சொல்றோம். So where is Casparian strip present? It is present in your endodermis. Okay, so ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Next to endodermis, there is a thick walled parenchymatous cell referred to as pericycle. So இப்போ endodermis குள்ள என்ன இருக்கு பசங்களா? Parenchymatous cell இருக்கு. இங்க இருக்குதும் parenchyma தான், pericycle இருக்குதும் parenchyma தான். But what is the difference? Here it is thin walled, here it is thick walled. Okay, so initiation of lateral roots and vascular cambium during the secondary growth takes place in these cells. They can ask you which cells are involved in initiation of lateral roots and secondary growth. Okay, it is your pericycle. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். அப்புறம் இங்க ஒரு சின்ன region இருக்கு, the pith. The pith is nothing but center. In your dicot root, the pith is small or inconspicuous. Small irukku illati illave irukadu. That is what we call it as the pith is small or inconspicuous pasangla. So idhula neenga enna purinjiknom? Endodermis. Okay, in endodermis you have Casparian strip, inner to the endodermis you have pericycle. Okay, and in this pericycle only you have the secondary growth that is happening. Okay, and what do you see in this pericycle pasangla? You can see your xylem and phloem which are being arranged in your pericycle. Okay, so it is a small inconspicuous. The parenchymatous cell which lie in between the xylem and phloem are called as your conjunctive tissue. இங்க பாக்குறீங்கல, இந்த xylem க்கு phloem க்கு நடுவுல இந்த purple color cells இருக்குல, அது என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Conjunctive tissue ன்னு சொல்றோம். Okay, there are usually 2 to 4 xylem and phloem patches. Okay, you can see they are present in patches like this. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். Okay, later a cambial ring develops between the xylem and phloem because here they are dicots. So it is an open type of vascular system which is present here. All tissues on the inner side of the endodermis such as pericycle, vascular bundle and pith constitutes your stele. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம், what is stele? Okay, என்னென்ன இருக்குப்பா ஸ்டெலேல? Endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundle and pith. All this. Endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundle and pith. Together we call it as stele. Very very important. So this is all about your dicots. So dicots la enna irukku pasanga? Epidermis irukku, cortex irukku, endodermis irukku, pericycle irukku, pith irukku. Okay, these are the 5 important regions of your dicot root. Is it clear pasangla? Can we continue now? Yes. So this is what we try to understand. Epiblemma, it has unicellular air. Inner to that you have a cortical region which is made up of parenchymatous cell. Okay, inner to that you have endodermis. Endodermis la da Casparian strip irukku. Romba romba mukkiyamaana vishayam. Now, inner to that I have my pericycle and the xylem and phloem that is present in between your vascular bundle is called what? Conjunctive tissue. Adu enna solrom? Conjunctive tissue nu solrom. Then you can see the metaxylem is towards the pith. Idu end arca ex arca? You can see the metaxylem is towards the pith. Is it end arc or ex arc? So how are the vascular bundle? They are radially arranged. Okay, is it an end arc or ex arc pasangla? Metaxylem is towards the pith. Anyone? Very good, very good. It is radial exarch type. Okay, so please do make a note of this. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Okay, இப்போ டைகாட் ரூட் தெரிஞ்சிருச்சா? மோனோகாட் ரூட் ரொம்ப ஈஸி படிக்கிறதுக்கு. Okay, so let's try to understand what is the difference here in monocot root and dicot root. Okay, so you have the epidermis, same thing here. You have the epidermis which is also called epiblemma. இந்த epiblemmaவை நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? rhizodermis ன்னு கூட சொல்றோம். Okay, so let's try to understand here. The anatomy of monocot root is similar to the dicot root. Okay, it has epidermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundle and pith. It is the same. Okay, inga vandu as compared to the dicot which have fewer xylary elements. Okay, anga vandu romba kammiyana xylary element irukum, 4 xylary element irukum. Here it is more than 6 xylary elements are present. Okay, and pith is large. Inga vandu romba periya pith irukum. I will show you the picture. You will understand it. Very good, Janice. Very good, crazy dude. Super. Monocot roots do not undergo any secondary growth. Can you tell me why the monocot roots do not undergo any secondary growth? Can anyone watching this live tell me ye idu vandu secondary growth undergo pannadu? Yes, this is the entire picture. Monocot root. Okay, so inga parunga enna irukku? Polyarch xylem. Okay, and the pith is large. Pith is large. Now tell me, this is also exarch because my metaxylem is towards. Yes, conjoint, open or closed? Can you be a little more clear? It's not even conjoint. It's not even conjoint here. It is radial type. Okay, pith is large. Metaxylem is towards the center. So we call it as exarch. Okay, so here there is no secondary growth because there is no cambium. Cambium கிடையாது. Cambium இல்லாததனால secondary growth கிடையாது பசங்களா. Okay, yes, very good, very good. Okay, now this is about your monocot. Monocotல நீங்க ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்க வேண்டியது இவ்ளோ விஷயம் மட்டும்தான். They are very similar. இங்க என்ன பெரிய பித் இருக்கு. Okay, I can see a very huge pith. And I can also see a polyarch xylem. I can see many xylem here. That is the only difference. So all of you write it in the chat section. Polyarch xylem and pith is large. Okay. Yes. So this is the difference. Very nicely they have given dicot root and monocot root. Okay. Here it gives rise to lateral roots as a part of vascular cambium. It gives rise to only lateral roots. That's something related to your secondary growth. Then you have vascular tissue, usually limited number of xylem and phloem. Here it is more. So adhaan nama polyarch nu solrom. Okay, the conjunctive tissue is usually parenchymatous. What is this conjunctive tissue? The tissue that is present between your xylem and phloem is called conjunctive tissue. So conjunctive tissue vandu dicot la vandu parenchymatous, unga monocot la vandu sclerenchymatous. Many a time it is sclerenchymatous. Sometimes it is parenchymatous. Okay, so there is secondary meristem, there is secondary growth. Okay, here everything is absent. There is no secondary growth agato, secondary meristem agato, edume irukadu inga. Okay, radial la cambium irukadu ma'am. Radial la irukadu pasangala. In that vascular tissue somewhere there will be a cambium. Okay, yes. I'm not just talking about vascular cambium. Where a cambium irukala, interfascicular cambium, core cambium, அந்த மாதிரின cambium இருக்கலாம். Okay, இங்க xylem வந்து tetrarch. Okay, here it is polyarch. They are present in more than 6. Okay, yes. Now let's move on to dicot stem. Okay, root முடிச்சாச்சு, இப்ப stem க்கு போலாம். Here the stem is made up of an outermost layer called epidermis. Okay. No, I have just started the class. I just finished root. Now I am going into stem. Okay. Inga epidermis will have hair-like structure called trichome. Enna irukku? Trichome irukku. Adukku mela oru cuticle irukku. So we have discussed about cuticle and trichome. Can anyone tell me what is this trichome and cuticle? Trichome are the hair-like structure that are present on your stem, and cuticle is a waxy layer that is present. What is the function of cuticle pasangla? We have already discussed it so many times, right? So in the epidermis கீழ இருக்குது, அங்க நம்ம ரூட்ல என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? cortex ன்னு சொல்றோம். இங்க நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? hypodermis. Yeah, I'll come back to you, Janice. I'll just come back to you. Okay, so உங்க epidermis கீழ என்ன இருக்கு? colon-chyma irukku. Okay, and this is called as hypodermis. Okay, so you have cuticle, you have trichome, and then inner to the trichome you have epidermis, and then you have your colon-chyma. The hypodermis in solrom. Hypodermis is made up of colon-chyma. Okay, yes. When is the next class will start? Okay, that you will get an update in the live section. You can go and check it out. Yeah, cuticle or function in a pasangla. I asked you something. What is the function of cuticle? Cuticle is a waxy layer, okay, that is going to prevent what? Transpiration. Okay, Janice, there will not be cambium, but definitely there will be secondary meristems. Okay, the primary meristem will give rise to secondary meristem. That secondary meristem will help in secondary growth. Okay, diagram la kudukala. Yes, so there is no second cambium and nabagam vechukka venda. Remember it as secondary meristem. Janice, is it okay? Remember it as secondary meristem. Secondary meristem irukradnala anga secondary growth nadakudhu. Okay, yes, diagram la kudukala. Yes, in diagram it is not there. Remember it as secondary meristem. Okay, clear, very good. இப்போ நான் என்ன சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன், ஹைப்போடர்மிஸ் இருக்கு. இந்த ஹைப்போடர்மிஸ் இஸ் மேட் அப் ஆஃப் கோலன்கைமா. ஸோ இது இங்க என்ன பாக்குறீங்க பசங்களா? கோலன்கைமால there are wall thickenings. The walls are thicker. Wherever two cells meet, the walls are thicker. There are no intercellular space. Intercellular spaces are absent, and corners of the cells are thickened due to the deposition of pectin. We already discussed about colon-chyma, correct? Yes. These are often possessing chloroplast. So ஸ்டெம்ல இருக்க செல்லுலயும் chloroplast இருக்கு. எவ்வளவு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான விஷயம் பாருங்க. So stem is also involved in some amount of photosynthesis. Okay. So this is your NCERT line by line. Let's try to do it. Here we have transverse section. It shows the epidermis. It is the outermost protective layer. It is covered by a thin layer of cuticle. Okay, and trichome. We call it as epidermal appendages. So trichome is going to help in increase in the area of absorption. Cuticle is going to prevent your transpiration, excessive transpiration prevent panno. Okay, the cells are arranged in multiple layers between your epidermis and pericycle. That is what we call it as hypodermis. Okay, so and this hypodermis is colon-chymatous in nature. Very, very important. The hypodermis in dicot stem is colon-chymatous in nature. Rombo mukkiyamaana question. Just below the epidermis, they provide mechanical strength to the stem. Okay, what is the function of hypodermis? Mechanical strength. Okay, now there are cortical layers below your hypodermis. Adu enna solrom? Cortical layers nu solrom. What are the cortical layer made up of? Obviously it is parenchyma. Okay, with conspicuous intercellular spaces anganga konja சின்ன சின்ன intercellular spaces இருக்கு. Okay, the innermost layer of the cortex is endodermis. Same thing. Okay, ஒரே ஒரு difference தான். இங்க வந்து நம்ம hypodermis னு சொல்றோம். அங்க வந்து நம்ம we actually call it as we here call it as cortex. Okay, புரிஞ்சதா பசங்களா? இப்போ ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம், the cells of the endodermis are rich in starched grains. Okay, and this layer is referred to as starch sheath. Okay, so the endodermis என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Starch sheath னு சொல்றோம். So the endodermis in root is called Casparian strip. The endodermis in stem is called as starch sheath. Okay, now let's move on to pericycle. Okay, so what have we finished? Epidermis, hypodermis, and your pericycle. Okay, yes. So what is this pericycle? It is present on the inner side of the endodermis and above the phloem in form of semilunar patches of sclerenchyma. So here and there you can also see a little bit of sclerenchyma. Okay, and in between the vascular bundle there are few layers of parenchymatous cell. Okay, here you can see in between, you can see this parenchymatous cell. All green color cells which are shown there are parenchymatous pasangla. Okay, now a large number of vascular bundle are arranged in a ring arrangement. Rombo mukyam. This ring like arrangement of vascular bundle is a characteristic feature of your dicot stem. Okay, each vascular bundle is conjoint, open, exact. Okay, sorry, end arc, not exact. Conjoint na enna, both of them are present together. Okay, open na enna, cambium is present. Okay, end arc na enna, protoxylem is towards the pith. Okay, this is like very important. A large number of rounded parenchymatous cell with large intercellular space which occupy the central portion of the stem constitute your pith. This is your pith. So protoxylem is towards the pith. So we call it as endarc. So you can see the phloem, you can see the xylem, and you can see the cambium in between. So that is why we call it as conjoint, open, and endarc. So all of you put it in the chat section. Conjoint, open, and endarc. Okay, they are the characteristics of your dicot stem. Clear, pasangla? Can we continue? Can we continue? This is about your dicot stem. Ipo adhe mari monocot stem padikalam. Okay. So what you should remember, there is a ring-like arrangement of vascular bundle. Yes, conjoint, open, and endarc. Very good. Very good. Okay, so endarc na enna, the protoxylem is towards the pith. So this is the picture that you guys need to remember. Yeah, ma'am, idu ring nu sonninga. Can you see here? This is the ground plan. And this is how your vascular bundles are arranged in a ring-like structure. Okay, so you have your epidermal layer, you have epidermis, below that you have hypodermis, then cortex, endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundle, and pith. Please understand this hierarchy. Okay, this hierarchy is very important. Okay, yes. Now, let's move on to monocot stem. Monocot stem has a sclerenchymatous hypodermis. Dicot stem has a collenchymatous hypodermis. Okay, a large number of scattered vascular bundle. There, the vascular bundles were arranged in a ring-like structure. Here, the vascular bundles are just scattered. Scattered. Okay, each surrounded by a sclerenchymatous bundle sheath. So, the vascular bundle is surrounded by a bundle sheath. And that bundle sheath is made up of sclerenchyma. And a large conspicuous parenchymatous ground tissue is present. Okay, or ground tissue irukku, adu vandu parenchymatous. When I show you the picture, you will understand very clearly. Vascular bundles are conjoined, that means they are present together. They are closed. Closed na enna? There is no cambium. Okay, they are peripheral vascular bundles are generally smaller than the centrally located one. See, this line is very important. The phloem parenchyma is absent in monocot stem. What is absent in Kepanga? The phloem parenchyma is completely absent, and water containing cavities are present within the vascular bundle. So how will they ask this as a question? Okay, presence of water containing cavities in vascular bundle is a characteristic of dash. Monocot stem, dicot stem, monocot root, dicot root. 4 option kudupanga. What is the answer? Monocot stem. Okay, so this is how you will learn NCERT line by line pasangla. So this is about monocot stem. We'll try to understand the picture. So na enna sonna pasangla, the vascular bundles are scattered. You can see how they are scattered. Inga anga maati irukku. Correcta? Yes. Phloem parenchyma is absent. Very good. Okay, you have epidermis, you have hypodermis. And what is the fact here? The hypodermis is made up of sclerenchyma. Hypodermis edunala pannapatirukku? Sclerenchyma nala pannapatirukku. Okay, and one more interesting thing is you have a ground tissue. And what is the ground tissue here made up of? Parenchyma. And the vascular bundles are what type? They are open, sorry, they are closed, conjoint. Okay, very important. ஏதாவது சொல்லுங்க, என்ன சொல்லணும் சொல்லுங்க. நான் தமிழ்ல தான் சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். If you want me to use more Tamil, நான் கண்டிப்பா ட்ரை பண்றேன். தமிழ்ல இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நல்லா சொல்லி கொடுக்க ட்ரை பண்றேன். Yes. So you can see here the metaploem, metaxylem, protoxylem and the sclerenchymatous bundle sheath. The bundle sheath எதனால பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு? It is made up of sclerenchyma. Okay? புரிஞ்சதா பசங்களா? மோனோகாட் ஸ்டெமுக்கும் டைகாட் ஸ்டெமுக்கும் டிஃபரன்சஸ் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஆல்வேஸ் பசங்களா கம்பேர் பண்ணி படிங்க. கம்பேர் பண்ணி படிச்சா ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஈஸி. கரெக்டா? ஸோ இதை தனியா அதை தனியா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிறதுக்கு ரெண்டுமே ஒன்னா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிறது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஈஸியான விஷயம். ஓகே, ஸோ லெட்ஸ் see here the entire summary is here பசங்களா. இவ்ளோ படிச்சா போதும். ஓகே, ஹைப்போடெர்மிஸ் உங்க டைகாட் ஸ்டெம்ல குளோரன்கைமாட்டஸ், உங்க மோனோகாட் ஸ்டெம்ல ஸ்க்லீரன்கைமாட்டஸ். ஓகே, how is the ground tissue? It is differentiated into cortex, endodermis, pericycle and pith. Okay, here it is not differentiated. அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய differentiation கிடையாது. It is just a continuous mass of parenchyma. Okay, இங்க வந்து starch sheath வந்து present இருக்கு. Where is starch sheath present? It is present in your endodermis. இங்க வந்து starch sheath absent. Okay, there are medullary rays. Here there are no medullary rays. Coming to vascular bundle, they collateral and open. Collateral na conjoint. Okay, here they are collateral and closed. They are arranged in a ring. They are scattered in ground tissue. Secondary growth occurs. Secondary growth do not occur. Everything is summarized in this one table pasangla. Okay, if it is clear, now we will move on to dicot leaf and monocot leaf. Okay, the last part. Then we will discuss a lot of questions that will help you clear the entire concept clearly. Yes. Shall we continue? Yes. Dicot leaf. In the dicot leaf என்னன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க? Can anyone tell me what is a dicot leaf otherwise called? We call it as, anybody? What is dicot leaf otherwise called? One name is there. Dicot leaf ku monocot leaf ku என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம் dicot leaf? One of you at least. We call it as dorsiventral leaf. Okay, so என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? dorsiventral leaf ன்னு சொல்றோம். Very good, Janice. So leafல என்னப்பா பெரும்பாலும் என்ன இருக்கும் leafல? It will be having chloroplast rich cells because that is where photosynthesis takes place. That is called the kitchen of the plant, correct? So that's very very important. It is very good. dorsiventral leaf. So என்ன இருக்கு பசங்களா? upper and lower epidermis இருக்கு. மேல ஒரு epidermal layer, கீழ ஒரு epidermal layer இருக்கு. அதை தவிர cuticle இருக்கு. திருப்பி சொல்றேன், cuticle prevents excessive transpiration. Okay, it has mesophyll cells. I want everyone to tell me what is mesophyll cell. நிறைய வாட்டி சொல்லியிருக்கேன். And you have vascular bundles. Ma'am, எதுக்கு ma'am leafக்கு vascular bundles? leafக்கு தான் பசங்களா முக்கியமா vascular bundles தேவைப்படுது. Because it is in the leaf where photosynthesis takes place. It is the major organ which requires water and minerals. Correcta? அதுக்கப்புறம் you have the food that is produced in the leaf, that is in your chloroplast, and that will be conducted by your phloem. Okay, yes. So I asked you a question. What are mesophyll cells? Mesophyll cells are nothing but modified parenchymatous cell. They are parenchyma in nature. They are chloroplast rich cells பசங்களா. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். So cuticle is present on both the surface. இப்போ ஒரு leaf எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா மேலேயும் cuticle இருக்கும், கீழேயும் cuticle இருக்கும். But it is very thicker on the upper surface. Okay, and dorsiventral leaves are hypostomatic. What do you mean by hypostomatic பசங்களா? What does it mean? Hypona என்ன? கீழே. Correct? There are more stomata on the lower side of the leaf than the upper side of the leaf. Okay, so that's very very important. நிறைய பேர் யோசிப்பீங்க ஸ்டொமாட்டா வந்து எப்பவுமே lower side of the leafல தான் இருக்கும். அப்படி கிடையாது பசங்களா, ரெண்டு சைடுலயுமே இருக்கும். When it comes to dicot leaf, it is more present on the lower side of the leaf. அதுதான் நம்ம hypostomatic ன்னு சொல்றோம். Okay, here the mesophyll is divided into two tissues. One is palisade tissue, another one is spongy tissue. Okay, so palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. So மேல இருக்கிறது the parenchyma that is present on the upper surface. Okay, towards the upper surface is called palisade parenchyma. These cells have more chloroplast and spongy tissue is found towards the lower surface. So ரெண்டு விதமான parenchyma இருக்கு mesophyll cellsல, palisade and spongy. Palisade எங்க இருக்கு? Upper surface. Okay, spongy எங்க இருக்கு? Lower surface. Is this clear பசங்களா? Is this entire slide clear? So we can continue. Yes, this is what is the structure. This is what they have given in your NCERT. Okay, so epidermis irukku, cuticle irukku. So enna sollirukken, cuticle is thicker on the upper surface, it is thinner on the lower surface. Okay, so you have palisade parenchyma. So palisade parenchyma eppadi irukku, indha mari tall cells irukku, column like cells irukku. Okay, then you have, this is your vascular bundle. How is the vascular bundle here pasangla? So you have protoxylem, you have metaxylem, okay, and then you have your phloem. And very important thing, this entire vascular bundle is covered by cells called bundle sheath. Okay, and I already told you, on the lower surface you have stoma. So what is stoma? It is nothing but your stomatal apparatus. Okay, so inga irukka, the stoma will be surrounded by guard cell. The guard cell will control the opening and closing of your stoma. All that we have already discussed. Okay, so this is your lower epidermis. Lower epidermis la irukadhu spongy parenchyma. Enna pasangala puriyudhu, this palisade parenchyma are arranged very compactly, whereas the spongy parenchyma are arranged in a very loose manner. They are arranged loosely. That is very, very important. So sunflower va ingiyu eduthirukanga. Yes, so is everything about dicot leaf clear? How are the vascular bundles? What is actually happening? Inga eppadi irukku? How is the vascular bundle? How is the vascular bundle? Is it radial? Is it conjoint? Is it radial or is it conjoint here? Hi Shivakumar. இது radial conjoint pasangala? சீக்கிரம் சொல்லுங்க. It is conjoint. Okay, do you see any kind of cambium here? No, you don't see cambium pasangala, because secondary growth does not happen in leaf. Cambium kadayadu. It is conjoint closed type. Yes, very, very good. So அது ஒரு புது விஷயம் நீங்க கத்துக்கிட்டீங்க இதுல. And what is this bundle sheath cell? It's a layer of cell that surrounds my vascular bundle. Okay, so shall we continue now? Now we'll move on to isobilateral leaf. So what is the other name for isobilateral leaf? It's a monocot leaf. So monocot leaf la எப்படிப்பட்ட venation இருக்கும்? Suddenly I'm asking one question from morphology. Dicot leaf la venation எப்படி இருக்கும்? Monocot leaf la venation எப்படி இருக்கும்? A quick recap. Dicot leaf la venation வந்து reticulate இருக்கும். So இது வந்து உங்க leaf na, the venation will be reticulate. Here how will the venation be? Parallel. So a quick recap from the other chapter. Okay, so how is it different? Majority of the characters are same. How is it different? We will try to understand. The stomata are present on both the surface of the epidermis. Okay, உங்க டைகாட்ல ஸ்டொமாட்டா வந்து கீழே மட்டும் தான் இருந்துச்சு. இங்க வந்து ஸ்டொமாட்டா மேலேயும் இருக்கு, கீழேயும் இருக்கு. Okay, and the mesophyll is not differentiated into palisade and spongy. Very good. So இங்க வந்து mesophyll வந்து differentiate பண்ணப்படல. Okay, yes. Yeah, we'll try to understand this. This is very, very important. In grasses, adaxial epidermis cell along with veins. I will tell you what is adaxial, what is abaxial. Okay, so you can see the picture here. Yeah, இதுதான் உங்களோட monocot leaf. Okay, yes. So you have empty cells called bulliform cells. Okay, so bulliform cells, presence of bulliform cell is a characteristic of dash and kepanga monocots. Okay, so what is it? They are large empty colorless cells that are present. When bulliform cells in the leaves have absorbed water and are turgid, the leaf is exposed. See, curling of leaves கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? அந்த leaf வந்து உள்ள inner curling ஆகும். The curling of leaf is due to the presence of bulliform cells. Yes, adaxial is ventral and upper epidermis, abaxial is lower. Yes, very good. Okay, yeah, when they have flaccid due to water stress, they make the leaves curl inwards due to minimize water loss. So they can ask you, curling of monocot leaf is due to kepanga. This has been a PYQ, is due to bulliform cells. Okay, bulliform cells ரொம்ப முக்கியம். எப்பெல்லாம் தண்ணி இல்லையோ, what will happen? This bulliform cells will become flaccid due to water stress and their leaves will curl. When the leaves curl, it is going to prevent water loss or it is going to minimize transpiration. Okay, so the parallel venation, I already told you, in monocots is reflected in the near similar sizes of vascular bundle. ஏனா எல்லா vascular bundles ஒரே sizeல இருக்கும். Okay, yes, now we'll try to understand. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் information. Okay, the thickness of the cuticle on both the surface is equal. So அங்க என்ன படிச்சோம் டைகாட்ல, மேல வந்து it is thick, கீழ வந்து it is thin ன்னு சொன்னோம். Here both the surfaces there are same kind of thickness of cuticle. Okay, then distribution of your stomata is amphistomatic. Amphistomatic na enna, both the upper and lower surface have equal number of stomata. Okay, the mesophyll of isobilateral leaf is not differentiated into palisade and spongy, that we already discussed. Bulliform cell or motor cells are present, that is very very important. Okay, yes, so idudhaan pasangala, you can see here how they are arranged. You have your upper epidermis, you have your lower epidermis. Nama upper epidermis enna solrom, adaxial nu solrom. Okay, lower epidermis enna solrom, abaxial nu solrom. Okay, adaxial and abaxial epidermis. There is no spongy, there is no palisade, or it is just like that. Mesophyll cells are not at all differentiated here. Okay, so what are these bulliform cells? We already discussed. They are empty, filled, or sometimes they are filled with liquid, colorless cells, and they undergo folding. Okay, it is involved in curling of leaves and solala. This is an adaptation to reduce the transpiration. This bulliform cell is not present in your dicot leaf. Okay, yes. So this is the entire structure here. Now let's talk about how the vascular bundles are. Eppadi pasangala irukku vascular bundle? Is it conjoint? Is it radial? First question. Is it conjoint or is it radial? Eppadi irukku? How are the vascular bundles here? Here also the vascular bundle is surrounded by bundle sheath cell. Okay, how are they? Anybody? Is it conjoint? Is it radial? It is absolutely conjoint. Okay, is it open or closed? Do you see any kind of cambium here? You don't see any kind of cambium, so it is closed. So remember, leaves do not undergo secondary growth. Avladha. Rest of the thing we discussed, there is stoma on both on the upper surface and lower surface. You have an upper epidermis and you have a lower epidermis. Okay, and the cuticle is same. The thickness of the cuticle is the same both on the upper and lower surface. Okay, so this is about your isobilateral leaf pasangla. Okay, yes. So how are the vascular bundles? They are conjoint, collateral and closed. This I already discussed. Okay, so protoxylem is situated towards the adaxial surface and protophyllum is situated towards the abaxial surface. So let me show this. Okay, how do you see here? The xylem is situated towards the upper epidermis. The phloem is situated towards the lower epidermis. Okay, so that's very very important to understand. In dicot leaf, many protoxylem and metaxylem are present in each bundle. In monocot, rendu protoxylem, rendu metaxylem is present in each bundle. Okay, so leaves are devoid of endodermis. Adha vandu endodermis kedaiyadu, pericycle kedaiyadu, and the vascular bundles are surrounded by bundle sheath cell. I think all of you remember the C4 pathway, which happens in all your monocots, especially in grasses. Okay, bundle sheath in C4 plants is chlorenchymatous in nature. What is this chlorenchymatous in nature? They are rich in chloroplast. Okay, I think all of you know about that C4 pathway. Okay, the C4 pathway happens in bundle sheath cell, especially in monocots. Dicots la adhu perisa onnu kedaiyadu. There is no C4 pathway there. Yes. Complete difference between dicot and monocot leaf. Nature of orientation, dorsiventral, this is isobilateral. Stomata, hypostomatic, that means stomata is present on the lower surface. Here the stomata is present on both the upper and the lower surface. Okay, here what is this motor cell pasangla? The motor cell is nothing but the bulliform cells. The bulliform cells are absent in dicot, they are present in monocot. Okay, and mesophyll, how are they differentiated? They are differentiated into palisade and spongy. Here there is no differentiation. How are the veins? Irregularly scattered. Adha nama reticulate nu solrom. Okay, here how are the veins? They are parallelly arranged, so we call it as parallel venation. Okay, xylem elements, many protoxylem and metaxylem are present in each bundle. Here it is only 2 protoxylem and 2 metaxylem that is present in each bundle. Okay, how is the bundle sheath made up of? It is made up of collenchyma. How is the bundle sheath extension made up of? It is made up of sclerenchyma. இவ்வளவுதான் பசங்களா. இந்த snapshots, that is difference clear படிச்சுக்கிட்டாலே போதும், you can answer n number of questions that can be asked from this particular topic. Okay, yes. Now we'll get into PYQs. Let's see how many of you will answer it correctly. So this is NEET 2023 question. So first question, endarch and exarch are the terms often used for describing the position of secondary xylem in the plant body. That's statement 1. Statement 2, exarch condition is the most common feature of the root system. What is the right answer? It is a very என்ன சொல்ற ஒரு ட்ரிக்கியான क्वेश्चन. ஒரே ஒரு வேர்ட்ல தான் தப்பு இருக்கு. பாப்போம் எத்தனை பேர் அதை கரெக்ட்டா கண்டுபிடிக்கிறீங்கன்னு. Yes. Is the first statement correct? Is the first statement correct? So this is NEET 2023 question. First statement correcta? கிடையாது பசங்களா. Because here it is the position of primary xylem. Correct? It is a position of, yes, yes. Okay, exarch condition is the most common feature of root system. That is absolutely correct. So what is the right answer? Statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 is true. So right answer is option 4. Okay, clear pasangla? Did everyone understood this? You know this, you get 4 marks. Okay, yes. Shall we continue? Can I get a victory sign in the chat section so we can go for the next question? This is 2022 question. In roots, xylem and phloem in vascular bundle are arranged in an alternate manner along the different radii. 5 statement கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Okay, you have to choose the correct answer from the options given below. Second, okay, conjunct closed vascular bundle do not possess cambium. Absolutely correct. Okay, in open vascular bundle, cambium is present between xylem and phloem. That is also absolutely correct. Okay, the vascular bundle of dicot stem possesses endarch protoxylem. That means what? Protoxylem is towards the pith. Yes. Okay, in the monocot root, usually there are more than 6 xylem bundles present. This is also absolutely correct. So what is the right answer, Pasangla? Let me know. Are all the statements correct? Yes. All the statements are correct. So the right answer is option B, A, B, C, D and E. All statements here are correct. Okay? Yes, all are correct. Absolutely correct. So can we move on to the next question? Yeah. So எல்லாமே இங்க எப்படி வருது? Statement based questions அதிகமா கேக்குறாங்க. Okay? The transverse section of a plant shows the following anatomical features. இந்த மாதிரி anatomical features இருக்கு. அது என்னன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. A large number of scattered vascular bundles surrounded by bundle sheath. Okay. Large conspicuous parenchymatous ground tissue. Vascular bundles conjoint and closed. Phloem parenchyma absent. Let me see how many of you will tell this correctly. Phloem parenchyma absent ன்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. இதுல என்ன ஆன்சர்? 4 ஆப்ஷன் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Dicot stem, dicot root, monocot stem, monocot root. What is the answer? Yes, conjoint closed. அப்படினா என்ன? There is no cambium. Okay, and large conspicuous parenchymatous ground tissue. Very good. Excellent, Janice. Very good, crazy dude. Superb. Right? இதெல்லாம் எங்க இருக்கு? என்னோட monocot stemல தான் இருக்கு. I told you, listen to the class, you will be able to tell all the answers. So it is option C, it is monocot stem. Okay, எல்லா கேரக்டரும் it is a இது dicot stem கிடையாது, dicot root கிடையாது, monocot root கிடையாது. The answer is option C பசங்களா. Okay, so the answer is clear. Now let's move on to NEET 2019 question. Grass leaves curl inwards during dry weather. Select the most appropriate from the following. What is the reason? Just a few minutes back we did this, right? What is the reason for the curling of grass leaves? Okay, it is thisols in vessel, closure of stomata, flaccidity of bulliform cell, shrinkage of air spaces in spongy mesophyll. We just discussed. The answer is option C. Flaccidity na enna? So whenever there is excessive heat, there will be loss of water in the bulliform cell. So when the bulliform cell loses water, the leaves are going to curl. Okay, what is the use of curling of leaf? It is going to minimize the loss of water. Very good, very good. Next, it's ரொம்ப easy. Casparian strip is present in epidermis, pericycle, cortex, endodermis. Where is it present? Where do you see Casparian strip? Occur in இன்னொரு option கொடுக்குறேன். Endoderm, நானே answer சொல்லிட்டேன். Yes, it is endodermis. Very good. Endodermis of what? Is it root or stem or what root? Monocot or dicot root? It is present in dicot root. Okay, புரிஞ்சுதா பசங்களா? 2018 question. Yes, dicot rootல Casparian strip இருக்கு. உங்க monocot rootல starch sheath இருக்கு. Okay, yes. Plants having little or no secondary growth. ரொம்ப கம்மியான secondary growth. இல்ல ரொம்ப little secondary growth எதுல இருக்கு? Grasses, deciduous angiosperm, conifers and cycads. Where do you see no secondary growth? Let me see how many of you will get it right. Dicot? இதுக்கான answer என்ன? No secondary growth na enna? No cambium. Right? No secondary development. Very good. Very simple. Grasses. Okay. So this is angiosperm. These two are gymnosperms. So the answer is option A. Okay. The answer is option A, pasangla. So in the mari simple ana questions kepanga. So we can concentrate more on statement based questions from this particular topic, anatomy. And entire secondary growth I have not done because that is not there in your syllabus. It has been deleted. So all the PYQs also I have not discussed. Yes, Srinidhi, very good, very good. It is monocot. We have some more question. The major characteristic of monocot root is the presence of scattered vascular bundle, okay, vasculature without cambium, cambium sandwiched between phloem and xylem along the radius, open vascular bundle. What is the characteristic of monocot root? What is the answer here? Monocot root oda character enna? It is vasculature without cambium. Okay, so if it is xylem and phloem irunduchna, this will be your first you'll have phloem, then you'll have xylem, and there is no cambium in between. Yes. என்ன physiology? Plant physiology ya? Human physiology ya? Konjam clear ah solringla? Yes. Okay, then vascular bundles in monocots are considered closed. Idu romba easy. இந்த cambium absent present வச்சு எவ்வளவு question கேக்குறாங்க பாருங்க. Okay, is considered closed because I'll just come back to you. Please wait 2 minutes. Cambium is absent. There are no vessels with perforation. Xylem is surrounded by all round by phloem. A bundle sheath surrounds each bundle. What is the answer for question number 34? Very easy. Closed cambium is absent. இதுதான் பசங்களா answer. Okay, so எவ்வளோ ஈஸினா அவ்வளோ ஈஸி. எப்போ ஈஸி? நீங்க வந்து கான்செப்ட் கிளியரா புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா மட்டும்தான் it is easy. Okay, yes. So that's for today's class பசங்களா. What is that? PYQ repeat ஆயிருக்கு பாருங்க. ஒரே மாதிரி இல்ல. It's not just exactly the same. So இங்க வந்து அந்த கேம்பியம் பத்தி இன்னொரு விதத்துல கேட்டிருக்காங்க. இங்க வந்து அதே கேம்பியம் பத்தி இன்னொரு விதத்துல கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Okay, since it's statement based la kandipa repeat ஆகலாம். அதே மாதிரி same ditto question வராது. கொஞ்சம் change பண்ணி கொடுக்க chance நிறைய இருக்கு. Yes. So your doubt is moderator has a doubt that if you can finish human physiology. Yes, படிக்கலாம் பசங்களா. So என்ன பண்ணுங்கன்னா you can watch lecture videos. Okay, if you are not having that patience to read textbook, you can watch lecture videos, you can make notes. Is it for bio exam? 11th bio exam சொல்றீங்களா? Okay, you can just make notes, important points, important concepts படிச்சிட்டா you can finish. You can finish. Okay, pasangla. So that's for today's session. So what we did in today's session, we did anatomy of root, stem and leaf in both monocots and dicots, and we also discussed PYQs. So உங்களுக்கு இந்த PYQ ல என்ன புரிஞ்சது? போன PYQ க்கு இந்த PYQ க்கு what do you understand? A minimum of, okay, 3 questions. எவ்வளவு question? 3 question கேட்கலாம் from this particular topic in your NEET exam. So it's a very important chapter. 12 மார்க்ன்றது joke கிடையாது. Okay, and this time since secondary growth has been deleted, so you have to concentrate more. Okay, you have to concentrate more on this particular chapter, especially the tissues and anatomy. Nariya questions solve பண்ணுங்க. If there is any doubt regarding this topic, please do let me know. Institute la exam. Yes, you can finish it. படிக்கலாம், no problem. Human physiology முடிக்கலாம். Like there is a saying, where there is a will, there is a way. Okay? Yeah. Anything else, Pasangla? What? And tomorrow we have molecular basis of inheritance quiz at 4 p.m. sharp. Okay? And how I have, it's more of statement based question, more PYQs I have added. Okay? So please do attend the quiz in tomorrow's live. Okay. Anything else, Pasangla? So how was the session? Did you guys learn something from this session? Gridling experiment show the phloem is responsible for, it is bidirectional. Girdling experiment is done to show that phloem is girdling experiment edukkaga pandrona, it is to show that phloem is responsible for the conduction of food. Okay, it's bidirectional always. When it's phloem, it is bidirectional. Okay, Bharat? Thank you, crazy dude. Thank you for supporting me. Yes. Okay, do like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment if this session was useful. Okay, so from now on, I'll concentrate more on NCRT. So, NCRT snips na solli tharen, because I have understood that all the questions comes from NCRT alone. Okay, there is no point in reading anything extra, that too at this point of time when the exams are very, very close. Okay. Thank you. Stay tuned for more bio learning. And I have also planned a genetics numerical solving session on Saturday. Okay, maybe we can do it in the evening. On Saturday evening, we'll have a genetic problem solving session. That will not be a quiz. So around 20 to 25 problems I have planned. We can solve that problems, and any question ketalo from genetics, you will be able to attend if you attend that particular live. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Phloem is two-way traffic. Yes.